Okay, we live in a fantastic time. I mean, I call it a time we're in. It's a time of rapid prototyping, the ability for people to build things like Lego almost, just modular design. Tell us a bit about, first of all, how littleBits came about.
Sure. So I have a background in computer engineering, and then I went to MIT to the Media Lab to do my master's. And during that time at the Media Lab, I was creating a lot of new product innovation, doing interactive installations, doing wearables, all using electronics. And I could do that because I was an engineer. But one day I started to get really inspired by this idea of how do we make electronics more accessible to other people so that you can invent and prototype with electronics the way you do with software, the way you do with creating a web page. It's not possible currently in hardware. So I spent a few years, about 3.5 years, developing a modular system for hardware so that it can be inspired by software and anyone can get started within seconds, but you can create very complex things. So we have a library. It's about 63 modules. There are billions of combinations of things you can make, anything from a remote control robot to an SMS doorbell to a prototype for a wearable device for a startup and anything in between.
So it's kind of like Lego for the digital age. I mean, in terms of how the kids are taking to it, what kind of things they're making with it?
We're seeing actually, it's really interesting, applications across learning, across just play and open-ended play and learning about design thinking and problem solving. And most importantly, a lot of pickup also in the professional arena with adults, design agencies, advertising agencies, labs such as like Google X and Tech Shop and places that are really very into prototyping in general. They have prototyping in plastic with 3D printers, they have prototyping in software with their coding platforms, and now they can do prototyping with hardware.
So in terms of the cultural impact of this, I mean, my day was all Meccano and Lego, and now it's kids are able to code and they're also able to build things. In terms of how the impact you'd like to see littleBits make on terms of the education system, for example, is it being embraced by schools, or would you like to see more embraced by schools?
We are seeing a lot of pickup in schools. We have over 3,000 schools and after-school programs that are using littleBits, and they use it at different age grade levels. So all the way from elementary to middle school. We're seeing in university and in colleges as well. So it's really kind of in arts and crafts and science and math. For us, it's really important because just like software went through a period where it became sexy, it became the thing that everybody wanted to be. Everybody wants to be a software entrepreneur. We want to make hardware the same thing because that's where the most meaningful things happen. And so incidentally, actually, yesterday, we're also rolling out in larger retail, and we roll out into Radio Shack and 2,000 stores to make that even more accessible.
In terms of the technology as well, you've brought a few bits with you to show us. Could you show us some of the modular systems in action?
Sure, in my pocket right here. So the idea is that each one of the circuits are pre-engineered and pre-assembled, and some of them are very simple and some of them are very complex. So at the very simple level, I'll show you, this is a battery, and this is a series of LEDs, and they snap together with magnets, so you can never make a mistake. Now if I put in between them a pressure sensor, I can create this pressure activated light. You can replace it with sound, you can replace it with motors. In this case, I'm going to show you a sound piece.
Like your own amp.
Your own amp, and then at the same time, you can still combine it with pressure. So in this case, I'm showing you something simple, which is just making something light go on and off, or just creating some sound. But we've taken it all the way to really complex bits. Like in this case, this is called the Cloud Bit. It's a Wi-Fi connected chip, and it allows you to create your own internet devices. So you can make your own Nest, you can make your own Sonos, you can make your own internet connected coffee maker.
I want to make a Wi-Fi controlled lawnmower, so I don't have to push the thing around as well.
Wi-Fi controlled lawnmower, absolutely. So you'll have to make the lawnmower. We don't make that, but we'll do the Wi-Fi control.
Excellent. You have some other bits here as well. You could show us as well.
Yeah. So the Cloud Bit that I just showed you, this is one of the products that it comes in. It's called the Cloud Bit Starter Kit. So it comes with everything you need. So you can create an SMS doorbell. You can create a pet feeder. So people are really interested in creating these phone applications to feed their pet when they're late to go home.
I could use that.
A lot of interest in that actually, and all sorts, and thermostat, for example, dashboards to look at the weather and all sorts of things. And this is something that we launched recently, and this other one is called the Synth Kit, is more for adults. So this is for professional and amateur musicians that can create their own modular synthesizer so that they can do performances with it.
That's amazing stuff.